me ask you something. With all the distractions that you have off the field, how are you able to keep focused on winning football games as you do and do throughout the year?
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
Marketing come up with that for him. Those were his phrases that he came up with, that he believed in.
Just win. Play hard. Try not to make mistakes. But don't worry about mistakes, because there's only one thing that counts. Just win. Just win.
Something. With all the distractions that you have off the field, how are you able to keep focused on winning football games as you do and do throughout the year?
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
Marketing come up with that for him. Those were his phrases that he came up with, that he believed in.
Just win. Play hard. Try not to make mistakes. But don't worry about mistakes, because there's only one thing that counts. Just win.
Yo, my bad. I had to play it twice because I had to fix something real quick. But shout out to everybody. What's up? Welcome to the SC Race Talking Kid Boy Eric, man, and I'm back. Hopefully you guys could hear me fine. Let me actually check the quality of it, because earlier my audio was a little bad. Hopefully it's all good. But shout out to everybody, man. Hope all is well. Hopefully everybody's having a great week. I know it's not been a Raider high news, whatever the case may be, and whatever you want to call it. This is what you like to call the dry season, right? Where there's no news really. It's really nothing. And a lot of clickbait starts happening, right? For me, this is where I start making some questions, right? Like, for example, today, can the Raiders be a top 10 in the NFL? You feel me? A Raider, can their offense be top 10? We're going to talk about everything to do with the offense today. I know last week for the 2 for 1 Nation podcast, we talked about the defense, a lot of it, tremendously a lot of it, right? Now this week, also for the 2 for 1 on Thursday, we're going to talk about the offense as well. But today, I wanted to do it individually to talk about this offense and what can be a dark horse offense and an underdog offense that everybody writes off, right? But let me shout out everybody that's in here, man. Robert Pena in the building. What's good? Good to see you, man. Hope all is well. You already know what it is. You already know what it is, man. Same with you, Raider Paul. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. You can never get enough of it, right? Shout out to everybody, man. Raider Paul, good to see you, man. Salute SoCal Sal in the building. What's good? My 2 cents. What's good? What's good? What's good? Good to see you guys, man. Salute Raider Nation. You already know what it is, man. And also make sure to hit that like button. You see right there, Nightbot going through. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new, man. You hit that like button, it'll push the algorithm more out to more people, and I'll greatly appreciate it. But let's just get. This is gonna be one of those shows that we just talk, man. We just talk. It's pretty much we go talk about everything and anything to do with this offense, you know. And I want to go by position first, you feel me? So obviously let's go with one of the most important positions, right? Let's just go straight into it, right? Let's get straight into it, man. And that's easy as 1, 2, 3, right? The QBs, right? The QBs is one of the most important positions in the NFL. These are the typical guys that you want to be a leader. You think of the Tom Brady's of the world, Aaron Rodgers of the world. These guys that have won, Patrick Mahomes and stuff like that. Some say Josh Allen. For me, Josh Allen's not in that category just because of the amount of times that they did not win. They were a good regular season team going to playoffs, make a little bit of a run, and then fall short every time. So for me, I think of like Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, those type of dudes, right? Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, the list goes on and on. And these are the typical quarterbacks that make your team better, right? When you look at Patrick Mahomes, he proved it pretty much the other year, right? Um, in winning the Super Bowl with what he had. He had horrible receivers. They took a little bit of knocks on their offensive line. And when you think about that, you think they're out of the picture. For me, you can never count out a team that has a quarterback that, you feel me, makes everybody around them better. And for us, right, in particular, we're the other way around. We got the players, and I continue to say this. If you've been watching the show every single time, you know that I keep saying this. I'm like a broken record with it. Is we have a team that makes the quarterback job easier and better, right? And that's the difference between how our team is built and a team like the Chiefs, for instance, right? But then you have teams like the Niners that are similar to what we're doing, right? As much as we hate them and stuff like that, we got to realize that what they are building is to make whatever quarterback comes in a safer and easier job. They have a great O line. They have a tremendous defensive line. They don't even need to pick up superstar corners. They did it with Richard Sherman when he was at his last year of his career. Why? Because of the defensive line. They had a defensive coach and stuff like that. So when you think of that, that's a perfect example of what we're doing. We brought a coaching staff that is tremendous in all levels, right? You brought in an assistant head coach that had one of the best defenses of all time in recent time, right? In Marvin Lewis, and you bring him to a team that the Raiders already have a top 10 defense. Now, adding people like Christian Wilkins and stuff like that's only gonna make it better. So you feel me? And let me get to some of the comments, man. Didn't expect much from Rich Gannon, but with the solid surrounding crew and coaching here thrive to make Raiders relevant again. Hoping for that to be duplicated in 2024. And that's the thing, right? My 2 cents. When you really break it down, right? And obviously we're gonna break it down by positions. We're on the quarterbacks right now, but when you think about this team and you think about how it's built, you're starting to realize the plan little by little if you truly look at between the cracks, right? Like they like to say, right? The door opens a little, you peek a little, and you see what's inside, right? And that's what you see, right? When the NFL draft happened, I wasn't really understanding in the first round and a little bit of the second round. Once we picked who we picked, I was obviously like, damn, we got one of the best prospects in the nation, right? And then for Jackson Powers Johnson, he was obviously a first round talent. So I was excited in that sense. But in another sense, I was like, offense. I was like, that offense though, like no tackle, no guard, like no offensive line. Well, obviously Jackson Powers Johnson could play the offensive guard, but you know what I mean, like the tackle spot, the right tackle spot. I was like, what's going on here, right? They didn't go for no quarterback, and I was trying to really dissect it and analyze it, right? I'm not the typical guy to go out there and then start, going off like, oh my God, why did we go after a tight end? Why did we go after this? Why did we go after that? I like to analyze it first, and it usually takes me like 24 hours to analyze the pick and stuff like that. And the more the draft continued, it showed me what type of plan they have, and that's believing in the guys that we have and making their job and making things easier. So for me personally, I enjoyed the draft because of that, because they did exactly that. Now, when you look at Rich Gannon and you look at our situation, some may say that obviously because we know what Rich Gannon could do at his full potential, a lot of people would say that Rich Gannon is the better quarterback than what we have, right? And before I continue, let me shout out Pyro. It was good, Pyro. Good to see you, man. You already know what it is. Raiders all day. Salute, salute. But obviously, continuing to this right here. Regardless, you see the team around both with both players, and when you really break down position by position, you kind of see the similarities as far as talent goes. And yeah, it's a different time, but at the end of the day, we have a talented offense. Believe it or not, this wide receiver room is, in my opinion, on no bias stuff, and just from a standpoint of watching the NFL and watching players play and being so invested um into the games every single day. Um, Not only for fantasy reasons, right, but also for reasons of looking at our opponents, right? Looking at the other side of the NFL, looking at what the competition could possibly be. And I just like football in general, right? um when I watch these games, I look at these other receiving cores, right? And I could say, with confidence that the Raiders have the highest potential to have a top 10 receiving core. And people might disagree, obviously, because we have Brock Bowers that hasn't been fully proven. Michael Mayers only showed a little bit, right? And then you have your wide receivers at Devontae Adams. We know what he can do. And then obviously you have Jacoby Myers, we know what he could do. But then you have somebody like Trey Tucker that's kind of like the wild card. You feel me? Kind of like the Joker card, right? You don't know what you're gonna get with him, but you know his potential and you've seen it, right? And he's had a tremendous offseason. Now that only gives us a bigger praise on the receiving court, because if Trey Tucker could hit his stride and hit his potential, sky's the limit for that guy, man. And he was really a diamond in the rough, man, a gem in the rough and stuff like that. And speed, you can't teach that, right? Obviously, other things you could teach, right? You could work on your hands, you could work on your route running, but you can't teach speed. And he's got speed, and he showed his route running abilities. Now his hands sometimes questionable, but he's been working on it tremendously this offseason, man. Not only being on the not even not even I mean, I want to say not even. Um, Not only has he gone with Aiden O'Connell over the offseason before even training camp OTAs happened, but he's also been in the facility every single day that it's been open. And that's the type of dudes you want on the team. And that's a lot of these guys on the team. And just like Graham Cam says, I agree 100% with Graham Cam here, man. Trey Tucker will have a big production between the 30-yard lines, a field flipper, and that's 100% Graham Cam. And having a guy like that that could stretch the field and make the defense respect them only makes it easier for the rest of the guys. And what I mean by the rest of the guys, makes it easier for the quarterback. Maybe the defensive line, right? Maybe the defensive coach on the other side, whatever opponent we have, maybe has the philosophy of, okay, there's a deep threat. Now we're gonna cover the deep threat. We're gonna put a safety on him, a corner, obviously man to man that. But we're gonna back up a little just to make sure we know Devontae Adams is on the other side, and we know Jacoby Myers on the other side, and Brock Bowers, and whatever the case may be, right? At that case, you have pretty much inside the 5 and the 10 some space. And who could run? We have, guys that have potential on this team that could run the football. And it would only open it up for them. Now it's the other way around, right? Let's just say our running backs reach that potential, right? If our running backs could reach that potential of being a great running back by committee, that will open it up for the receivers, obviously. What I like about the offseason so far, that just based on the reports, based on the videos that I've seen, I like that they're making the quarterbacks do a lot of drills that involves letting go of the football quickly. And why I like that is because that's what pretty much has the connection with what our team is. When we look at our team and we look at our receiving core, it's a lot of guys that are great after the catch, right? Yards after catch. You look at, let's start with the new guys, right? Brock Bowers, for example. He's a guy that half of his yardage in the college football scene has came from yards after catch. It hasn't been because the quarterback threw it deep and he caught it. Yeah, some of them were, obviously, but then most of his yardage came from, I'm gonna catch the football between the 5-yard line, in between the 5-yard line, and I'm gonna run for 30 yards. and he's got good speed for a tight end. He's got great pretty much break tackle ability and all those different things. So that's a guy that could do that, right? Then you go with the Devontae Adams that some of his best plays have came from yards after catch, a slant route, crossing route, easy like that. 1, 2, 3, right? Jacoby Myers, too, easily. A shifty guy, a guy that's able to break tackles. And then you go with a guy like Trey Tucker that with his speed has that ability if he has to be involved in that sense, right? But he's obviously like one of our deep threats, right? Obviously, a lot of our receivers are. Honestly, Devontae Adams is obviously a deep threat. Michael Gallup can be, right? I'm not forgetting any of the bench guys, Michael Gallup and those guys, Jalen Guyton too. But besides the point, then you have the running backs that could catch, right? Dylan Lobby, right? He's a guy that has led the FCS, even though it's the FCS, right? We don't really praise the FCS like that. Still in the college football scene, has one of the best all-purpose yards, right? All-purpose yards and stuff like that. And that's a guy that you want in the building, especially with what we're creating. A guy that could catch off the backfield and run for a couple yards, right? Or maybe even more. Get the first down, stuff like that. So for me, I like that in the offseason with the quarterbacks, they're really working on fundamentals and the ability to throw the football quick if need to. We know a lot of teams are going to struggle on offense because of our defense, of how good it could be and the potential it has and what they did last year. And I know it's only going to get higher, right? But what they're going to do is try to make our quarterback's job a lot harder. And in order to make our quarterback's job a lot harder, they're going to blitz. They're going to send the dogs. They're going to do everything they can to make the quarterback struggle. Aiden O'Connor or Gardner Minshew, whoever it is, make their job harder. Now, how do you counter that? You utilize your weapons, right? Quick passes, quick throws, maybe double team a defensive lineman, etc., etc. We have good blockers on this team. Michael Mayer could block. Brock Bowers has an underrated blocking sense. Some of our running backs could block. Um, and then obviously, you look at our offensive line that is only going to get better. I think that it's not going to be worse than last year. And I think I could guarantee that. And if it doesn't happen, then it's bad, right? That then I'll eat my words, right? But obviously, I think for sure that's gonna happen. And then on top of that, um, just looking at the comments here, Graham Cam makes a perfect here comment on it, right? Pre-snap reads, find the mismatch, and that's one of the most important things as a quarterback to do. The pre-snaps, you read the defense. You read what the defense gives you and stuff like that. And that's the type of football we're gonna play. Give what the defense gives you, right? Pretty much take advantage of what the defense gives you, right? And a lot has to do with pre-snap reads, finding the mag linebacker, finding the blitz, finding the man-to-man zone matchup, all these different things, right? That all has to do with the quarterback and their football IQ, right? And we have two players that we know Gardner Minshew has it. We've seen it before. And then Aiden O'Connell, somebody that is learning. At the end of the day, was a fourth round guy that wasn't supposed to be thrown to the Wolves last year, and he did. Now he has a full off season, and he's really taking it to the next level on competition. He's seen Gardner Minshew there, and he said, "Hey, I'm gonna compete." And that means getting better at pre-snap reads, getting better at throwing the football quickly, being better at pocket presence, right? Lucky Tupo, what's good, Tupo? Good to see you. Hope all is well, man. What's good? What's good? Good to see you, man. And for everybody coming on in, hit that like button. I greatly appreciate it. Um, oh, let me fix this. Here we go. Okay, there we go. But yeah, obviously, all these things are things that you find in the quarterback. Um, and obviously I was gonna go by position, but let's just talk about the whole offense, right? Let's just talk about the question of the day, right? Here we go. Can the Raiders offense be top 10 in the NFL? Sorry about that. Shout to Courtney Garrett. What's good, Garrett? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Hope all is well. Hope all is well. But yeah, obviously that's the question of the day, pretty much. Can the Raiders offense be top 10 in the NFL? It's the biggest question. And that's a question that I would like to give to you guys. And if you believe they can be top 10, let me know because of what players. Who do you think is going to be the MVP of the offense? Who do you think is going to carry the offense? Who do you think is going to complement the offense? And all those things for me. When I think of the question, can the Raiders offense be top 10 in the NFL? I think of a broad thing, right? I think any offense could be top 10 in the NFL, right? Everybody has the possibility, regardless of what we think about certain teams and what we think of our own team. We know that everybody has at least 1% chance to have that possibility. Now, for the Raiders, is it a 100% chance? No. Obviously, there's still questions on this offense on certain cases for a lot of people. But for me, when I like to look at potential. I like to look at the coaches. I like to look at the talent and the abilities of these players for me to really, really give a full analysis of it being top 10. And when I break it down every single day in my head and just looking at film and looking what the Raiders are capable of, I continue to see a team that is striving for those numbers, that is striving to win, that is striving to take the next level. And Antonio Pierce said it himself. He's not coming into this to lose, man. He's not coming into this to tank. He ain't coming into this to, hey, we're just gonna test it out and see how it is, right? He's coming in to win. He wants to win. And he win with his lifelong team, pretty much his team that he rooted um for a long time. And when you look at this offense, I truly believe that they have the ability to be top 10. Now, you know, I know people are gonna kind of take it out of context. Like, look at SC Raiders talk, look at Eric. He's talking about top 10. What the hell is he saying? He's smoking some good weed. Da 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 da. But for me, I'm always gonna say this in the right words to say it. And it's they have the ability. They have the ability to be top 10. They do. They do. They have the ability to be top 10. And when you really look at it, all they need is just to put it together. And what Garrett said here, obviously it goes to what I just said, right? Can they could be top 10 if everyone works together and does what they're individually capable of. And that's a fact. And that's a fact. That's a fact, right? Remember, stay hydrated, y'all. Stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. But yeah, it's hot as hell in Cali. I'm sorry to go off topic, but if you're in Cali, man, this summer's here. Summer's here, right? But that means we're closer to football, right? Shout out to Raider Twan in the but it's good, Twan. Good to see you, man. 2 for 1. You already know what it is, man. We already know what it is. And you want to watch Howie Long on Max Crosby's The Rush? Wait, Howie Long was on there? I'm guessing it was today's episode, right? I'm guessing it was today's episode, right? My 2 cents? Nah, I'm gonna watch that for sure. Holy shit, I'm gonna watch that for sure. Hot as hell here too in Memphis, man. I feel that, bro. It's I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's hot as fuck in my room. I'm not gonna cap, right? Yup. All right, for sure. I'll watch it today. The zone scheme will make our O line look better than what they individually are, and I said that before too, Graham Cam. I 100% agree with you there, bro. The zone scheme is what works for this offensive line. This offensive line was never built for a power scheme like last year, bro. It was just not. It was just it was not gonna happen, bro. It was just and you seen it, right? You seen it firsthand. So for me, yeah, the zone scheme obviously is gonna benefit people. I think some people that it would benefit tremendously is somebody like Andre James. And I know my boy Twan in the my other 2 for 1 Nation host. I know he hates that. I know he hates that to hear that, but he's a guy that could benefit off the zone scheme easily. Easily. I also think somebody like Dylan Parham could benefit from it. Jackson Powers, obviously, if he gets that starting role, and then obviously Colton Miller, I think could thrive in it. Now on the right tackle spot, you think of Theron Munford, right? he practically has the right side of the line. So far, it's his job to lose. It's his spot to lose. And they had a little bit of praise for him, man, saying that he's been working hard, he's been putting in the work, he's been doing everything he can, he's been going against the best of the best. Max Crosby, he's been going against Christian Wilkins. They've been putting the dogs on him, man. And Antonio Pierce said it. He said that he's not taking training camp lightly, bro. He's letting people like Max Crosby play at his full potential. So for whatever offensive line is on the other side, they're playing against the best of the best. So then when we play games against opponents, they will already have a little bit of that in their belt of playing against the best of the best. Because let's be honest, and nobody could deny this. Max Crosby is the top 5, top 10 defensive player, man. And he hasn't even reached his peak. That's the scary part about him. He hasn't even reached his peak. He has not reached his peak at all. So, you feel me? Like, he hasn't even reached his peak. The biggest hater in the building, Circus in the building. Andre negative 3, that was a fact, man. Garrett says, I really would like a stronger and smarter lineman at center other than Andre James. We should have kept Hudson. Hey, bro. Hudson was coming to an end of his career, man. And just, Andre James, yeah, he hasn't been the greatest, man. He has not been the greatest. And there is obviously better centers, a lot of better centers. But at the end of the day, they have faith in the guy. You feel me? We can't, it sucks that we can't really like play like franchise, on Madden. We can't really franchise on Madden. Because I think we would all agree to take away Andre James. But at the end of the day, he's a guy that they believe in. And for me, the coaching staff hasn't done anything for me to not trust them. Right. So for me, I trust whatever their instincts are. At the end of the day, they're in the building and I'm not, right. They're the coaches, I'm not, right. For me, I trust this coaching staff. And if they believe in Andre James, then fuck it, I believe in Andre James, right. And believing in him doesn't necessarily mean like 100%, cheer, pom poms, jump off the roof and yell his name, right. Pause on that, right. But I mean, like, obviously have a little bit of faith in him, because as long as he does good, our team will strive. Because he's the anchor and the middle of the offensive line. And based on his communication, based on his performance, it dictates the rest of the people. 100%, right? It dictates 100% of the people. So obviously, you feel me? We got our things to say about him, and it's been, let me actually do this. There we go. We gotta see what happens, right? We definitely got Hudson best years. It was time to move on from him. Yeah, he's getting a little old right there. No, Hudson was too damn old. He was on his last ticket shown in Arizona. Yeah, that's a fact, man. Not SC. It's the internet. You either the biggest supporter, the biggest hater. We don't do nonsense here. I know that's how it goes, right? That's how it that's how it goes, right? Not a James fan, but Raiders could have worse. Yeah, it's a fact, man. I believe JPJ or Parham would do better at center. Then the rest can fall in line. That's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, I like Parham. I think Parham could play center. I think JPJ could tremendously play center. And I mean, I like this little prediction. JPJ will take that position by week 6. It's a high possibility, bro. And Andre James knows that. Andre James sings, let's be honest, bro. When they say they're not on social media, they are on social media, bro. Let's be honest, bro. Social media runs the world. It's just the reality of it. And I know for a damn fact, Andre James in the back of his head is seeing all of this. And he knows and even in the call, right? Remember, they gave him respect. Tom Telesco and Chad Kelly and all of them gave him respect. They called, hey, we're gonna draft the center, use him as guard, but he is a center, and we just want to give you the respect of telling you it's still your starting role, but just wanted to give you respect. He was like, cool, but don't you think for a second that in the back of his head, he's like, this guy could take my job if I don't step up. And that's exactly what he's gonna do. It is it's his job to lose right now. And there's a guy that is younger with hunger. And those are the guys that any starting player should be scared of. Those type of guys that are hungry to start, that are hungry to play, and that are hungry to blow people's minds, right? And that's JPJ. And if Andre James does not start getting better, his job will be taken. We all know players have burner accounts. That's a fact, sir. Because I ain't gonna lie, bro. They do. 100%, bro. That's 100%. Shout out to Raider Paul in the building. You already know what it is. You already know what it is. Let me actually play this. There we go. You already know what it is. The Raiders did the right thing with James. We would have been without a starting center, and they didn't know JPG was going to fall to them. That's a fact, man. It was like a safety blanket, right? And at the same time, they believe in him. That's just what it is. They believe in him. So, you gotta see what happens, right? Andre James is like playing basketball with no center. Other team runs straight up the middle. That's how it is, bro. But I hope he could take the next stride, right? That's what we could hope for, right, Garrett? It's his starting spot. We gotta believe in him. You feel me? Because as long as he does good, the rest will fall into place. The rest will fall into place. So we gotta obviously see what happens with them and stuff like that. But hopefully he could get better. I'm hoping he could get better. I'm not praying on his downfall. I hope he could get better because that will benefit us. If he doesn't, hey, there's a guy that is next man up, man. That is hungry. That is hungry. So we gotta see, right? We gotta see what happens. But obviously, this offense, when I go back to the question, I think they can be top 10, man. And that's not no bias. I'm saying they can be. That doesn't mean 100% it will happen, but it means they have the potential because they have the weapons, right? The only question that any of us could have is possibly the quarterback. What type of player are we going to see? Even the offensive coordinator, what type of plays is he going to implement? Is it going to be the same as Chicago? Was it just Justin Fields or was it him, right? These are all questions we have, obviously, because we haven't played a single game yet. We have not. And they're reasonable questions, but at the end of the day, our team is built to make the quarterback's job easier. It's just the reality of it. To make the quarterback's job easier. And that's why I enjoy the way they built the team because it gives me hope. It gives me hope, right? Um and yeah, Courtney, I say there about James all the time. He gets killed with a bull rush or no tackle. Start my we have too many weapons not to be top 10. That's a fact, man. Way too many weapons. Paul says start Minshew. Okay, okay. I'm cool with whoever starts because that means it's the best. Here's the thing, right? Whether you're on the Minshew train or the Aiden O'Connell train, these two guys are competing at a high level right now. And we know whoever wins between them is the best quarterback for us, man. Which that's obvious, right? The best quarterback. But not only that, we know that they're going to bring a high level play to the field because the fact that they're competing the hardest, every single position so far, Max Crosby has said it. Nate Hobbs has said it. A couple of the offensive linemen have said it. The corners have said it. The rookies have said it. Everybody's saying the same thing about this quarterback room that the how do I say it? That the competition is at an all-time high right now between those two guys. That now we got people like Aiden O'Connell, that is a very quiet guy, starting to talk shit at the field, starting to talk shit in camp. Come on. They want to play. We got Gardner Minshew pointing at his own teammates. Like, I got you. I got you. Even Nate Hobbs said it pissed them off. These quarterbacks are coming here to play, and that's the type of quarterbacks we need in the building, bro. What's the weather down under? They're in winter. They're in winter. It's pretty cold. The best, and you already know, man. Nightbot is showing the Instagram. Go look at the Instagram and some graphics, some things. I need to get active in there once again. I keep forgetting, but I'm waiting for the season to start getting really active. And if you have not seen my new YouTube short, go check it out, man. Go check it out. But obviously, yeah, I think the Raiders can be a top 10 offense easily, easily, easily. Um, but yeah, I mean, this was, a little bit, if you guys have any questions, because I pretty much said that's all I was gonna talk about. You feel me? It's been pretty dead out here, but I couldn't miss another Tuesday, man. I'm not going back to my old self where I took a long break and I took like 17 breaks. You feel me? 17 breaks, 17 breaks. While on the JJ Brick Show mentioned the respect icons, all 12 leadership. I feel that, man. Shout out to ECG in the building. He said Chiefs, Texans, Rams, Seahawks, Miami, Green Bay, Lions, Chargers, Eagles, Bills, Steelers, Baltimore, Bengals. There are 13 teams, maybe 15, that are better than the Raiders right now. I feel that, man. Obviously, um, you know, I know from a NFL standpoint and outside perspective as well, right? Um, everybody got their takes, right? Me personally, Chiefs obviously, they're the team to beat, right? Let's just go team for team, right? Texans up and coming offense, 100% up and coming offense, no doubt in my mind. Rams, I mean, pretty good off. They got a great receiver, a great diamond in the rough, man. A great diamond in the rough over there. Their quarterback, obviously, Stafford, stuff like that, coming back healthy, stuff like that. Um, Besides that, they got other weapons on that team. Miami, we all know, man. They like to call them the new Legion of Zoom and stuff like that. Obviously, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Tua Tagovailoa. I had high praise for Tua Tagovailoa when he got drafted. Um, Green Bay, Green Bay. I don't know. Uh, but I think you're gonna say offense. I think you're saying as far as teams. So, I can't look at it just from an offensive standpoint. So you're saying teams in general. Um, Green Bay has a pretty good team. Miami has a good team. Seahawks have a good team. Rams have a good team. Texans up and coming team. I like that team. Like as just an NFL football guy, watching them, they're a very young team. The Chiefs, obviously, we know what they're capable of. Eagles, obviously. Bills, obviously, they're a really good team. Oh, you meant offense? Oh, okay, for sure, for sure. Okay, okay. Just making sure because you said there's 13 teams better. Okay, bet, 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 bet. Um, Obviously, the Steelers. I could debate the Steelers and Green Bay, but the Steelers have beat us, and I hate that they have beat us the past times. I hate that shit so bad, bro. That's the only thing that's pissing me off, right? They have beat us, and I hate that shit. Um, in previous years, obviously. And then Baltimore, obviously, Bengals, obviously, when healthy, when Joe Burrow's healthy, man, that Bengals offense could fly on all cylinders, man. It's just the main question is, can he stay healthy, right? Can Joe Burrow stay healthy? The Chargers, I don't agree with the Chargers. I'm sorry, but I just don't agree with the Chargers, bro. For me, the Chargers, me personally, I don't agree with the Chargers. But, at the end of the day, we all got different opinions, right? I just don't agree with the Chargers. I know they have the new coach right over there, one a great coach. It showed it at a college level, showed it at an NFL level, obviously. But their offense, man, Herbert is a good quarterback, is a pretty good quarterback, but that offense, man, I don't know. I just don't know right now on paper. All I could do is look at it from on paper, right? Because obviously we haven't seen none of these teams play with the new coaching staffs, the new players they have. Obviously, and I can't say the Raiders 100%. I can't say 100% the Raiders will be top 10 either, right? We haven't seen the Raiders play. Come on, bro. They've had injured receivers. Obviously, right? Yeah. But on paper, would you say, I'm gonna say this, CCG, on paper, right now, as of right now, in June 25th, right? When healthy, right? Let's just say when healthy, ECG. When healthy. Let's talk about when healthy. Do you think the Chargers have a better receiving core than the Raiders? That's the question I'm gonna give you. Do you think the Chargers have a better receiving core than the Raiders? That's my question to you. When healthy. When healthy. That's my question. When healthy, do they have a better receiving core than the Raiders? Chargers have zero receivers. Chargers always have injured receivers for a decade now. That's not an excuse for the Chargers if it always happens to them. I think they got new trainers though. I think it had to do mostly with the trainers, but just based on what they have right now, that's just my question. It's heavily anchored by Devontae Adams. I think talent-wise, Chargers could be better. Ooh. That's an interesting take. I do think Devontae Adams, we know what he's capable of. I will agree with you there. Devontae Adams is a dog, man. You know, he's a superstar. You know, when you got a superstar on that team, it outshines a lot of people, right? Obviously, right? I will agree there, but Jacoby Myers, man, he's an underrated guy, man. A heavily underrated guy, an easily 1,000-yard receiver, man. Trey Tucker, from an outside perspective, obviously, Trey Tucker has been one of those guys that he hasn't reached his potential yet. We don't know his peak and stuff like that, but just based on the reports, looking at the reporters, looking at his training camp videos, mini camp videos, his work ethic and what he's doing at camp is he's really working on his craft, man. And a lot of the coaches and players have been giving him a lot of praise. So for me, I could obviously take that with a grain of salt because it's another thing when you play in the regular season and stuff like that. It's a whole different ballgame, right? But I can only take right now, as of right now, all the things that have been said and what I've seen and what I'm looking at and what the film said last year of what he's capable of. And he's a guy that if he reaches that peak this year, man, I think he could be a really one of the best deep threats in the NFL, man. Not top 3, obviously, not top 4, not top 5, but obviously a top 10, top 15 guy in a deep threat category, not receiver category, but deep, deep wide receivers, right? Stuff like that. And then obviously the tight ends, you look at Brock Bowers, a guy that, hasn't proved at the NFL level yet, but we could say that we could all agree that one of the best prospects in the draft, right? And then offensive line, right? We don't know what the offensive line could do, but we know they have that potential. And that's why when it came down to my title today, I made sure to put the question mark because that's a question that I have for everybody. I'm not guaranteeing that, right? I'm not saying Raiders will have an offensive top 10, right? But I will say, can they? And I think they can. They have the talent in the building to do it. Will they reach it? Only time will tell, right? I don't have a watch, but pretend I have a watch, right? Only time will tell, right? When it comes down to it. So you're not going to bring up Jacoby Myers. Trey took us deep there. 2 tight ends better than the Chargers. The Chargers must have the Clippers staff. Have a good evening, Raider Nation. Hey, have a good evening to you too, my 2 cents. I appreciate you, man. Guyton is quick too. And can't sleep on Gallup either. I haven't even talked about Gallup and stuff like that. A guy that has been injury prone, but when healthy, he's capable. He's proved in it that he's capable of 1,000 yards, man. I think it was 2019, if I'm not mistaken, when he got that 1,000 yards. 2020, it was one of them. It was one of those seasons. Just watch film. Trey Tucker, the oos is right. Tucker got to work on catching the ball and playing hot potato with it. And that's a fact, Tupo. I've been talking about that's been his main concern, has been his catching ability. I said it since last year. You could even go to my lives last year. The games that he played good, I said his catching ability is not the greatest, but he's been working tremendously on it on the offseason. But I want to see it translate into the regular season, right? I want to see a transition there. I can't just say right now that he will be top 5 in the NFL in deep threat. I can't say that, or even top 10 right now. Did he have the potential? Yes, but I have to see on the field that what he's been working on in the offseason is going to translate at the next level, right? In the regular season, I mean. So we just got to wait and see, right? Also, who's the Chiefs receiver to say that are better in the Raiders? They only have the tight end. Here's the thing with the Chiefs, right? Why I kind of not agree, but agree at the same time, right? Is the fact that they won a Super Bowl without them, right, John? As much as we hate the Chiefs, we have to see it from an unbiased position. They had no receivers, and they won the Super Bowl. They had no receivers, but when you come by a receiver standpoint, we have a better receiving core than the Chiefs. 100%. We do. Do they have the better tight end? Yes, they do. You know, as much as I hate Travis Kelce with the passion, Travis Kelce is one of the best tight ends of all time. And that, you know, I hate to say that shit. I hate it. I hate to say it. It sucks saying it as a Raider fan, but that's the realistic of it. The Travis Kelce is one of the best tight ends of all time. And just for that reason, until Brock Bowers plays a regular season game, they have a better tight end. Now, when it comes to receiving core, we have the better receiving core talent-wise. Now, I know they just got Marquise Brown. I have a lot of respect for Marquise Brown, but still at that, Devontae Adams is way better than Marquise Brown. But they have the better quarterback. But it's going to come down to looking at what has happened in the previous year and seeing what both teams have added. And last year, we beat them in Christmas with our defense. It wasn't with our offense. It was with our defense we beat them. We were the last teams to beat the Chiefs, so we're capable of beating them. Now we just need an offense to put everything together, because you know that lit a fire up the Chiefs' ass. Us beating them last year made them win the Super Bowl. Gave them the motivation they needed. So they need to thank us, honestly. The moment we beat them, they started kicking the tires on all cylinders. But it shows the potential we have. Now we added players like Christian Wilkins. We added some rookie talent that's really good. One of the best prospects in the college football, right? In Brock Bowers, stuff like that. We added a lot of them, right? So, you know. No, they won a Super Bowl because of the defense. If they have a mediocre to defend CMC and Ayuk, then I don't see much of the threat. I don't know why the Niners went away from CMC too, bro. That's another thing, right? The coach of the Niners, he fucked up, bro. He didn't give it to CMC, and it didn't make sense to me why they went away from CMC. Like, I know the Chiefs kind of targeted CMC, but still in that cases, I've seen a lot of moments where CMC could have strived. And I don't know why they just didn't take advantage of CMC. I mean, you have one of the best running backs in the NFL, and you don't take advantage of him. Like, what the fuck are you doing? I mean, that's the reason Ayuk was mad too. Ayuk was mad because he wasn't getting hit. They went away from their plan, bro. I don't know what the fuck. I think the Chiefs just had them worried, bro, for no reason. Shout out to Cool Cav. They have mid receivers and running backs. The Chiefs. That's a fact, man. But they have a great quarterback, and the quarterback makes the players around them better. But we beat them. We beat them last year. We beat them. We have the potential to beat them again. And we got better players now. We got better players that got added to the roster, better rookies, better coaching staff, in my opinion. Offense, no doubt, would be better than last year. That's a fact, John Leon. I don't see a world where the Raiders' offense will be worse than last year, bro. There's no way, bro. If the Raiders have a worse offense than last year, I'm probably going to drink bleach on live, bro. I'll take a shot of bleach, bro. There's no way it'll be worse, bro. There's no way. Let me see. They have mid receiver running backs. Shanahan always fucks it up at the end. I know, right? Mahomes will be in trouble this year with no lanes to escape from up in the middle or away from Max. Man, that's the expectations, right, Garrett? That's the expectations, and I hope it happens. I hope it happens, and it's a high potential that will happen, right? Purdy, Jimmy G, same thing. Once Crosby puts hands on Mahomes, he don't play the same. Crosby gets in his head. That's a fact, man. The Buccaneers showed a blueprint on how to beat Mahomes, and that's defensive line. That's defensive line. And we have a defensive line now, bro. And Malcolm Kuntz is only going to get better. The Christian Wilkins, we know he's in his prime. Max Crosby, we know what he's capable of. These guys, man. I can't wait, bro. Defensive line is one of the positions that I can't wait for, bro. It's Kyle Shanahan. He's known for choking, but for real, though, if they aren't part of the Raiders, fuck them. There you go, Tupo. Speak them facts, brother. Speak them facts. He said instead of bleach, 2 large spoons of Vegemite. I know, right? But yeah, I mean, this was gonna be a short live, y'all. It was just about the offense. I want to talk more in depth on Thursday. Essie, can you start a GoFundMe for Coach AP? What do you mean? For what? For what? Am I missing something? Is that like a joke? Like I'm confused. I'm I'm confused. I'm confused. Did I miss something? Is there like some Raider news that I missed? Did I miss something? Oh, what the hell? I did not see that. Yeah, I almost forgot the NBA. I didn't even know there was an NBA draft again, bro. Great show, bro. I appreciate it. Ayo, give a host head, big pause. Hell no. Pause. Hell no. Just filed bankruptcy? Damn, what the fuck? I'm lost. Am I? Hold on. Oh, shit. What the fuck? Hold on. What the? He's not joking, y'all. Raiders head coach Antonio Pierce was named in his wife's bankruptcy filing, which states he has a guarantor of judgments that equal more than 28 million in Phoenix on June 12th. Pierce, whom the Raiders hired as the organization's full-time head coach in January, invested millions in car dealerships in 2010s that defaulted on a couple loans. Posted on X. Jocelyn Pierce, wife of Raiders coach Antonio Pierce, fires for bankruptcy. Per their filing, Mr. Pierce invested in car dealerships that deal on their loans. He has named a guarantor of judgments over 20 million. In the filing, Mrs. Pierce requests an extension of time to file proper documents. Damn. Holy shit. We should start a GoFundMe, yo. That's crazy. Mr. Pierce filed Nissan Motor Acceptance Corporation. When several businesses defaulted on their loans, the lenders obtained judgments against the businesses, and Mr. Pierce of guarantor. Pierce, the Super Bowl winning linebacker, dies in 2008, and his wife have yet publicly addressed the situation. The Raiders removed the interim head coach off Pierce and made him full time. Why does everything always happen to us, bro? I know it's not a. I mean, it's pretty big, you know. Bankruptcy is crazy, but fuck. Why does something always have to happen in the off season? Something always has to happen in the off season. Something always has to happen. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Always has to happen. Marquette catch a break. That's a fact, Pyro. Marquette catch a break. It shouldn't affect the team, though. I will say that. That's the good thing about it. It shouldn't affect the team. It might fuck up, you know, Antonio Pierce's head a little bit, but we know how strong he's been. But we know where he grew up. You know, everybody that knows, you know, that grew up in LA knows LA, right? Obviously, we know that he's, bro, he'll be fine, right? From a mental standpoint, stuff like that. But obviously, I hope nothing from the best from them, man. I hope, you know, that shit all gets taken care of, and I hope it doesn't affect them either, you know. And obviously, you know, I do think that they have the money to take care of it and stuff like that. It just sucks that a guy like that deserves the money, right? Some of it is getting taken away, right? Because of it. But obviously, you know, hope all best for Coach Pierce, man, the wife and stuff like that, man. Hopefully, they really take care of that shit. You feel me? Better than have a player in serious trouble. That's a fact, man. That's a fact. What up, all eyes? What up, all eyes? Hey, just a quick question before I head on out here, y'all. Does my mic sound better, or does it sound the same as before, like as the other day? AP coaching for the bag now. Shout out to JG, Johnny Gruden. Is my mic better? Does it sound better? I just want to know before I head on out here. You feel me? It's just bankruptcy. I'm not sweating about it, considering the other shenanigans the Raiders dealt with 20 years. That's a fact, man. Marcus Slip is so fine wine in the jacuzzi right now. He's like, I'm gonna take care of it. It sounds good. Okay, so damn, the mic went bankrupt too. Yeah, the other mic broke, and then the last I would say 2 weeks, I've been using earphones. So I've been using like earphones. But now I have an actual mic, y'all. I bought an actual mic. So obviously I haven't put it on the PC yet. It'll probably sound a lot better on the PC. But for now, I'm waiting for the season. Soon I will have OBS running, and it'll be a different structure of the show. And new everything, right? New everything, and the mic will sound a little bit even better than what it sounds right now. So I'm making changes, y'all. I'm buying things to make the show better, try to make the show better for the in time for the season. And hopefully you guys enjoy that, man. You feel me? Soon. I know soon, bro. We gotta I gotta work on it, bro. I gotta work on it. So far I got the mic, you know, it came in, stuff like that, have it. Now I just gotta get the stuff like that. I swear mics are a bitch to deal with. It's a mission to find a good one that won't break over some little stuff. That's a fact, man. You know, everyone always wants a piece of the hot new pie in the window, even if this might be allergic to what's inside, bro. Hey, that's a good analogy, bro. Oh shit. Fuck. Okay, there we go. But yeah, that's a fact, man. And then now, God damn, y'all. Let me see. Do we got anything? Mark got a 4x4 with animal fries, bro. That sounds good, bro. Honestly, that sounds good. That sounds good. But yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much it. I hope everything nothing but the best for the coaches and stuff like that. And Antonio Pierce, man, and his wife get that handled. And stay tuned, y'all. Thursday, 2-for-1 Nation podcast again. That one's at 3:15. Today I tried a little earlier. It kind of looks like 5 o'clock might be the better. I'm just trying out the times, right? I'm trying out the times, so we got to see what happens. But obviously, it's good to test it out before the season starts, because once the season starts, I want to set structure. You feel me? I want to set structure. So hopefully it happens. But on that note, y'all, I'm gonna head out here. A little bit of a short show. You feel me? Blessings to you guys and your families. I appreciate you guys for being here. Hit that like button at the end. Subscribe if you're new. And if you watch the rerun, hey, let me know in the comments down below what you feel about the offense. And tomorrow, Thursday again, 3:15 Pacific Standard Time, 4:15 Eastern. 4:15. Wait, 3:15 Pacific Standard Time, 6:15 Eastern. And I'll greatly appreciate it. Send me the list. I will, man. Shout out to everybody. Just show up. I know, right? But on that note, y'all, blessings to you guys, your families. Tough time their lives, but tell people do, man. Remember, life is too short, so always tell your loved ones you love them. Great show, I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys for being here, man. And remember, like I said, life is too short, so always tell your loved ones you love them. You already know what it is, man. You know, like always, man, I gotta play this all the time. You can never get enough of it. One more time. All right, y'all. Have a good one, y'all. Have a good rest of your day. Great rest of your week. See you Thursday. And you already know, man. Raiders all day. Raider Nation for life. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. See y'all Thursday, man. SC Raiders Talk, aka boy Eric, man. And I'm out. Peace.
Is the will to win. Is the will to win.
Your commitment to excellence and your will to win will endure forever. You will match